Well, it's definitely not the most pleasant morning to be out hunting, but any day in the woods in mid-November is a good day to me. I did get to see the buck that I've been trying to get a good look at in that spot. He's about 10 points, real dark antlers. I saw him yesterday morning for the first time. By the time I figured out he was probably a shooter, he had went on. This morning I got 2 glimpses of him. He didn't do the same thing this morning that he did yesterday. I moved that stand. I'm trying to inch up kind of closer and closer. But when you're hunting this timber like this, it's outside of about a 50-yard radius. You know, your shot windows are just real narrow, and I'm being picky this year about the deer that I shoot. So if we keep hunting in there, we'll probably end up killing him. But he's a good one. And I had a couple of does come in on me, a little small 6-pointer chasing them. So not bad. The deer didn't move till late. It's already 11:30. I saw that last bunch, them does and that little buck, 15 minutes ago. I'm gonna get out of here and go eat some chow. Good morning. A lot of you guys asked me from the other videos, what is it that I put in my eggs? It's ground turkey or ground beef. But I ain't doing that this morning. I'm gonna fry some eggs this morning, eat some beef bacon, some toast, and probably a little bowl of fruit and some cottage cheese. So, usually put ground turkey or ground beef in my eggs. I like that. Try it out. A little cheese in it. Good to go. How y'all doing? What? It cubs you an hour? Princess. Hey, Brownie. Princess. Why are you doing that? Pretty girl. All right, we're gonna head back in for round 2. I'm gonna go back to the same spot that we hunted this morning. I don't hunt there much in the evenings, but right now you could be just about anywhere in the woods, and the way the bucks are chasing the does around, I know it's a good spot, so we'll see how it works this evening. I'll keep you guys in the loop. Let's do it. Nothing yet. The wind is just swirling here every which way. Oh, I got some egg in my beard. It happens. It's gonna be tough with this wind. How was your hunt, Bobby?
Watched a squirrel eat acorn. One acorn took him 30 minutes. Heard some turkeys and seen no deer.
Yeah. That must have been an old squirrel, had wore out teeth.
Yeah, I zoomed in on him with my scope. He had some nubs on him, so yeah, he sat in the hole for about 3 hours.
So you sat in that spot all day and didn't see a single deer?
Well, I sat in it morning and evening, but yeah, hunted it both times. Didn't see not one deer.
I didn't see nothing but a bunch of does this evening.
Did you see some does?
Yeah. They were running around in there like they were all stirred up by something, but I never did see a buck.
You got to kill that big buck back there.
Well, I ain't hunting in the morning. I'm going to work out in the morning.
Huh?
So you can have that spot.
What?
I'm tired of sitting.
Dang. So rough, man.
That was overall, that was a rough day of hunting. There ain't no bad days when you hunt, but that was a rough day of hunting.
It got cool this evening.
Yeah. Well, guys and gals, that was quite a rough day of hunting right there. But the purpose of me showing my hunts here on this, video here is to show you guys that want to get into hunting that real hunting ain't what you guys are going to see on TV. I want you to go ahead and understand that. Especially hunting out here in this timber, man. Depending on where you live, you're going to go hunt a bunch of times and you ain't even going to see no deer. Real hunting ain't what you see on Instagram or on YouTube and all that. It's just what it's all about. That's why they call it hunting. Since we didn't kill a deer, I was going to tell you the story of a deer I did kill years back. This buck right here. It's the first big buck I ever killed in my life, and he's got a really good story behind him. When I was active duty, I was out in Arkansas for land warfare training. And I walked up to my buddy's room one evening because I had heard he had killed a deer while we was there training. Over the weekend, you could go and hunt. And I walked up into his room, and he had this deer head in a cooler. And it looked almost identical to this buck. And I saw that deer and I thought, holy crap, that is a nice buck. The fellow that had killed this deer, his name was Devin Grube. He was an awesome hunter, unbelievable SEAL operator, just an all-around good man, father, husband. Devin died in a kayaking accident some years after that. But I remember seeing this buck Devin had killed. Thought, man, that's a nice buck right there. I never seen a buck that big. I thought, next time I come out here to do land warfare training, I'm going to bring my hunting stuff and I'm going to hunt out here too. So, about 2 years later, I was back out there. And I brought my bow with me. But it was a recurve bow. I had made up my mind I was only going to hunt with a recurve bow that year. And I remembered Devin told me where he had killed that buck at. I said, I'm going to go back in there and look in that same spot where Devin killed that nice buck. And I went back in there and found me a nice little spot on a hillside, hardwoods that went down into a big thicket, a privet hedge. And I hung me a stand, climbing stand there. The next morning I got up, went out there and climbed up in that climbing stand with my recurve bow. I had been there for about 5 minutes. And 3 does come down from behind me off the hill and wrapped around in front of me and were feeding there. And I'm sitting real still. And the next thing I know, here comes this joker from behind me. Wraps around broadside at 10 yards. I stand up with that recurve bow. Never killed a deer with it before. Never hunted with it before. This was the first time I had brought that bow in the woods. Drew back. Shot this dude at 10 yards with a recurve bow and knocked him down. Now, I hit him in the spine. Kind of got some of his lungs, but he laid there and he was trying to get up. I shot the rest of the arrows I had at this deer and missed him every single other time. So I only got 1 arrow in him. Well, eventually, he ended up dying. Climbed down, drug him out. This was the first big buck I've ever killed, and it was the first deer I ever killed with a recurve bow. First time I'd ever hunted with a recurve bow. And it's all because my buddy Devin told me where his hunting spot was. And I went on in there a couple years later and got him. Every buck I've ever killed, I got tons of them on the walls around here. Every one of them's got a story behind it. And I remember every single one of them. I can picture in my mind this buck right here, the moment that I shot him, the moment that I first saw him. I can picture it clear as day. So, hunting's a special thing to me. It's been one of the things that I do, probably the only thing that I've done in my life that stuck with me from childhood. It's never gotten old. Year after year after year, I always love it. I love the friendships that are formed through hunting, the memories that are formed. I love the skill that it takes, the attention to detail. It's just probably the number one. Y'all know I like to run a lot. I like to hunt more than I like to run. I like to hunt more than I like to work out. It's just my thing, man. And I encourage any of you guys that have thought about getting into hunting, find somebody to mentor you. Get into it, man. It's I think a life essential skill that everybody should have, to know how to hunt, to know how to skin and clean animals, and turn them into food to eat. Find somebody to mentor you. Get into it. Don't get discouraged when you realize hunting ain't the same as you saw it on TV. That's part of the game, man. That's part of the game. You gotta love it. Thank you guys for tuning into this episode. Let me know what else you want to see. And yeah, it's fun taking y'all along my day-to-day life. Appreciate y'all. Enough said.